Muarataka site is the landmark of a complex, Dharmic original, teaching and learning education area. The finding of a large wall as the boundary of the school complex, a stamp, and a large area to accommodate students is estimated at 6,000 people in each batch. Main area 4 square kilometers, second area 75 square kilometers, outer area 300 square kilometers is a provisional estimate based on the distribution of artifact finds in the area. Observations on the culture and customary systems that still exist are stopped, and it is found that this area is an area of unity with the main ring of Soko. Pisoko's second ring, Limbago's third ring, leading to an analytical approach that this area is like a center of civilization which was a pre-Islamic holy city. Here is not found a king or kingdom but unity. Soko there is a possibility of Saka. Hopefully the beginning of the Saka civilization can be revealed as well as the beginning of the calculation of the Saka year, which is the number of years written on all Nusantara inscriptions. It is estimated that there are around 3,500–1,700 BC, so the beginning of the Saka year did not start in 78 AD. The philosophy of Dharmic teachings recorded in the word Domo is studied here and expanded outside the area. The discovery of several stamps, as well as the area of the training education complex, reinforces the notion that there has been a teaching and learning process, plus it is found that supports the name of this learning center. According to I Teaching's note, those who are diligent in studying Dharma will go to the land of Svarnadvipa before going to India. Outside the archipelago named Nalanda, from the origin of the word Nan Landa, a holy place in the land of Andalas, marked with inscriptions. The names Sariputra, Dharmakatri, Sanjaya are the names listed in the study of Dharmic by European historians as carriers of non-Buddhist teachings in India. Teachings or philosophy of Dharma, according to studies of European historians that underlie the Indian religion. Mainanga Kanda, in Vedic, is recorded with the literacy of the word Kanda. This is where the Dapuntha Hyang started out, and then the kingdoms were formed in the archipelago, spreading to 3/4 of the earth carrying the Dharmic teachings. We are not from India to Arabia, but both from here. Let us examine the true history of this country. In the East, the descendants of Abraham from Keturah who gave birth to a great nation, the Malay archipelago advanced earlier. Take a look at this. Ibrahim is not a Jew and not also a Christian, but he is a straight person who surrenders to Allah and is not in the category of polytheists. Quran 3:67. The sequence of events described in the Bible Genesis is quite convincing in showing that Abraham took Keturah's wife after Sarah's death, Genesis 23:1, 2:24, 6:7, 2:5, 1. 25:1. Abraham also took a wife, whose name was Keturah. 25:2. The woman gave birth to him Zimran, Yoksan, Madon, Midian, Ishbak and Suah. 25:3. Yoksan became the father of Sheba and Dedan. While Abraham was still alive, he sent the descendants he had obtained through Keturah to go eastward to the land of the east. Genesis 25:6. O people of the book, why do you dare to argue about the religion of Abraham, when the Torah and the Gospel were not revealed, but after the time of Abraham? Do you disagree so that you do not think? It is not that Abraham is a Jew and neither is he a Christian. Ali Imran 65-68. Watch this. Negri Timur is the former Southeast Asia of the archipelago, Tanah Melayu, Tanah Jawi. Tanah Jawi is the name for Tanah Melayu. Orang Jawi is what the Arabs call the Malays. Jawi writing is writing used by Malays. Enter Jawi. Blessing is one of the practices taught by Prophet Ibrahim and became the practice of the Malays. The religion adopted by the Malays is the Jawi religion. The Jawi religion is the monotheism religion of Prophet Ibrahim a.s. Jawi religion is the previous Malay archipelago religion which taught one God, or Hyang Widi Tunggal, Dharmic or Dharma, in the Dapuntha Hyang era. In around 2.025 BC, Abraham, the descendant of Sam bin Prophet Noah, arrived in the land of the Malay nation. He married the daughter of the Malay nation, named Siti Kantara Keturah. Before his death, Prophet Ibrahim had told his children to look for a peninsula at the end of the world where there would be born from this descendant an end-time king. The order of grouping times and empires through Keturah gave birth to great nations. 1. Jawi, not tribe. 2. Madayu, Mada, Medes, Madian, Midian, Media. 3. Ancestor of Emperor Cyrus the Great. 4. Cambyses. 5. Scythia, Saka Aryan. 6. Manasseh, descendant of Joseph prophet Yusuf. 7. Mala, descendants of the nation or the tribe of Jachin, Iban, Kadazan, Melanau, Bajau. 8. Malai. 9. Mada. 10. Mada-yu. 11. Mala-yu. Iskander Zulkarnain is claimed to be the direct predecessor of the Malayu kingdom before the Mainanga, Malayu-Pura, Mainanga, which was the center of deliberation of the Dadu over the kingdoms of the archipelago before and during Dapuntha Hyang. Akarendrawarman is the father of Adityawarman, the ancestral ruler of Malayapura in Mainanga Tamwa, the center of the unity. His name is found on the Pagaruyung inscription, written in Old Malay, complete as Lord Sri Maharahadaraja Srimit Sri Akarendrawarman. Adityawarman is the king of Malayapura. In central Sumatra, he is the cousin of Jayanagara Raja Majapahit and the grandson of the Tribhuwanaraja Raja of the Malay kingdom. Adityawarman was awarded the senior minister of Majapahit. Redamantri continued the Mainanga dynasty to lead the central Sumatra region to take control of the gold trade. Related to sentences written in the Bible 10:10. And he gave 120 talents of gold, and very much spices and precious stones. Never did so many spices come again as Sheba gave King Solomon. 10:11. Moreover Hiram's ships, which carried gold from Ophir, carried a great deal of sandalwood and precious stones. This key word, the gold, of concern for Ophir, is Talamau. 2 united rivers, Kanva, or Kampar, is the center of unity and the beginning of Dharmic, teaching learning resources. The question is it true that the original archipelago philosophy came from India? Chinese records. 1. Fa Heian or Faxian, 400 m. 2. Sung Yun, 518 AD, records the existence of a power which he calls Saka Ke Satrapas, from the identification of coins which are thought to have existed around 225 AD. 3. Haiyuan Seong or Xuanzong, 629 AD. They sailed for more than 90 days, when they came to a place called Yi Po Ti, Svarnadvipa. In this land the laws and philosophies that the Brahmins learned. Crossing the sea of thousands of li to the west, leaving the country of Ta Lo Pai Cha, Dravida, and traveling north, we came to a large island with precious stones or Maharatnadvipa. The people here were small and black. They have square chins and high foreheads. They are very strong and brave. They love to learn and appreciate virtue, very much respect a customary order that has been well system. This place was originally called Pauchu Ratnadvipa, because there are precious gems found there. This island of gems was called by 9th century Arabs Yul, Op. Sit. p. 255. Its area is about 7,000 li in the center of the city, about 40 li round. The land is rich and fertile. The climate is hot. The trees are planted regularly. Flowers and fruit are produced in abundance. Yul. Doubt whether the name Ceylon or Ceylon is the current Simhala, Sri Lanka. Marco Polo. E. p. 254, Note 1. Childers keeps track of the derivation of words. Alu. For this name. Sihala. Notes on Sinhala. See Ind. Ant. Volume Shi.hlm. 33 etc. Pay attention to I Teaching's notes. A Brahmin from Suvarnadvipa named Kin Fa Suvarnaksa, one of the 6 great non-Buddhist masters of Sanjaya, came to Rajagra and met Upatisya, Sariputra. He was from Suvarnadvipa, Kin Chio. 6 great non-Buddhist masters who came to India. He was from Suvarnadvipa, Kin Chio. Where is the exact location of the center where the 6 great non-Buddhist masters studied and got what they were? Before we understood this, the original teachings of the archipelago Indonesia were advanced before, not from outside the archipelago. The teachings of Dharma had existed much earlier than the divine religion, identified by European historians with the word Dharmic. The essence of the basic teaching pattern is doing good and right based on tenderness of compassion, is called Dharma. This teaching spread to all corners of the world. Almost 3/4 of the earth, grew in India to become a religion in the 5th century BC, and it was only in the 9th century that another name was born to distinguish the two teachings that were born earlier as well as not Islam in India. The archipelago's noble philosophy, Dharma, was developed by the great Grand Master Rachi Shakyamuni Siddhartha Gautama, a respected crown prince, also Mahavira, a Jainism figure. So the original teachings of the archipelago are not teachings from outside the archipelago, nor are they anism, dynamism, no. These teachings in Pulsifa are visualized with a statue of the position of a person sitting cross-legged tapa at the site, Buana Saka Pala, Borobudur. In connection with this, it has been found that a large area leads to the conclusion of a large university complex with facilities and infrastructure for the teaching and learning process. Muara Takus Kampar Sumatra site is the landmark of a complex area of Dharmic, teaching and learning center areas. The discovery of a large wall as the boundary of the school complex, a stamp, and a large area to accommodate the Brahmin who studied the Dharma, of about 6,000 students per generation. Main area 4 square kilometers, second area 75 square kilometers, outermost area 300 square kilometers, based on the distribution of artifact findings in the region, according to records from China. Observations on the culture and customary systems that still exist are identified as the Kedichuan area. The main ring area is called Soko or Saka. So, it is on this land that our ancestral high science teaching learning center once took place. And the original teachings of the previous archipelago that underlie and color the land of India, not the other way around. Scientific research. Current science has undermined Darwin's theory. What's the connection with paddy? Let us examine. The real name of rice is paddy, a plant produced by the botanic genetic engineering technology of the advanced civilizations of the Indonesian archipelago. A person, Lynn Margulis. Born with the name Lynn Petra Alexander, a biologist who writes science, his work demolishes the theory of evolution in biology. Margulis criticized his neo-Darwinism point of view, sparking debate with biologists who leaned toward neo-Darwinism. The historian, Jan Sapp, says that Margulis changes the fundamental understanding of the evolution of nucleated cells with evidence that eukaryotes are the result of symbiotic fusion of bacteria. Margulis co-developed the Gaia hypothesis with chemist J. Lovelock, claiming that the Earth functions as a single, self-regulating system. He took an unusual step by writing the research results of 92 works and his theory of endosymbiosis, including the Oryza sativa plant, Oryza sativa. The true rice originated from the archipelago Indonesia, the result of advanced genetic engineering technology of previous civilizations. This is the proof. Rice is a food that has existed in Indonesia from 50,000 to 100,000 years ago, recorded in the book, The History of Indonesian Food. Rice is a multicellular, eukaryote, plant organism which belongs to the top main grouping in its scientific classification, namely, Plantae sensu strictissimo, by two scientists, namely, Metaphyta Whitaker, 1969. Plantae. By Lynn Margulis in 1971, rice was concluded as a plant that has been around for a long time as fossil, and is included in the group of the oldest plants still alive today. Initially, Oryza sativa was thought to consist of two subspecies, Indica and Japonica, synonym Sinica, the pita cultivar of Indonesia. Apart from these two varieties, there are known Javanica minor varieties which have intermediate properties of the two main types above. Javanica varieties are only found on the island of Java. This is the origin of these plants for the first time on Earth. Studies with the help of molecular biology techniques have now shown that in addition to the two main subspecies of O. sativa, Indica and Japonica, there are also minor ones. But it is local adaptive, such as Aus upland rice from Bangladesh Royata, tidal swamp rice from Bangladesh. Ashina, tidal rice from India and aromatic, fragrant rice from South Asia and Iran, including basmati rice. This grouping is done using RFLP markers assisted by Elsazim. The study using SSR genetic markers against cell genomin T and two loci in the chloroplast genome showed that the distinction between Indica and Japonica is true. But the Japonica turns out to be divided into three distinct groups. 1. Tropical Japonica. Japonica tropical region, from the archipelago, early varieties of rice. 2. Temperate Japonica. Cool Japonica area, from China, Korea and Japan. 3. Aromatic. Subspecies Aus is a separate group. Based on evidence of molecular evolution, it is estimated that the Indica and Japonica groups separated from 440,000 years ago from a population of the ancestral species O. rufipogan. Rice domestication occurs at different points in the two groups that have been separated. Based on archaeological research, rice was cultivated, domesticated 10,000 to 5,000 BC already in the archipelago, entered India, brought by the ancestors of the archipelago Nusantara Indonesia before. That is the fruit of the earlier developed rice in the archipelago. The result of the genetic engineering of the paddy plant is immortalized in a relief called Vuna Shaka Phala, Borobudur. Physical evidence of rice is now found in the Kampar around the estuary Takas site because here once stood the Dharmapala University, a center for teaching and learning in higher science as well as the Dharmic philosophy. And from this place the teachings of Dharma spread to the face of the earth, growing outside the archipelago, underpinning the growth of three religions in India, not the other way around. By Santo Saba.